Hi guys, Tim here from Gaming, and I'm here today to show you this game called Mini Metro. And currently it is in beta and you can buy it on Steam. And what I'm going to do is just jump in and show you a little bit about what this game is. Basically it's a strategy game, quite a minimalistic art style as you can see. And the aim of the game is to get these people going from one station to another, and these people are represented by shapes, and the stations are also represented by shapes. And these people, as you can see here, this triangle obviously wants to go to the triangle station, and the squares want to go to the square station, etc, etc. So as you can see, it's quite minimalistic, and you'll see it's quite simple. However, as you can imagine, things start to heat up and get a bit more hectic as more things come about. So these stations just keep on randomly spawning in, and they are randomized. There are different types of shapes that start to appear as well, and what you can do is you can have multiple lines, and you can have multiple trains on each line, and you can have multiple carriages on your train, and you also have another thing down here called tunnels, and the tunnels get you across the river. So it doesn't seem particularly interesting or important, but these things all add up and are required in you maintaining a efficient subway system. And what you're doing obviously is aiming to get as many people as possible through your subway, and you're also aiming to get to the end of each week. At the end of each week, what you'll see when we reach Sunday is you get an upgrade. Basically, you either get a new line, and you get a new train, and you can either get a new carriage or tunnels, and it comes up and it shows you some options. So you can see that things are starting to get a little bit more hectic. There are more people wanting to go different ways. I only got one train, so things are going to start to pile up. And the way that the game penalizes you for that is if you get too many people, what will happen is you will end up people getting angry, and if people get too angry for too long, what happens is you basically lose. You lose. So I can have the choice here whether I want a new line or carriage, and I'm going to choose a new carriage. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new line over here, and I'm also going to have a line here. So now I have two lines. I've changed my idea to have two lines. I'm also going to bring this down to here. So the reason that I connected those two lines there at this square is this line here didn't have a square before, which meant all the passengers here who were squares had no way of getting to a square, and therefore they would build up and be unhappy. So this way all of the things are connected some way. They may have to make another trip. In this case, if there's a pentagon up there on the yellow line, they would have to exchange at square to go onto the pentagon. But as you can see, things are still just slowly building up, and it's a very simple design. It's very minimalistic as the art style, as I mentioned before, and it's quite simple in the way that the game plays. However, it's actually really quite fun and quite soothing and calming, and you tend to kind of just zone out a little bit, try and make things a little bit more efficient, try and make things, everything just seems to go so smoothly. It's a really smooth game, which I really enjoy, so I don't need to spend too much time thinking about it. Things just kind of flow naturally. So I'm actually quite enjoying it. So I'm just going to keep playing on here and showing you a little bit more about when things get a little bit more hectic. So I'm playing on London, and London is the easiest map, and it's easy because there is only one kind of river here that you need to cross, and if you're sensible in the way that you build your train line, that shouldn't require too many tunnels, which mean you can put more of your expenses into carriages and trains, which reduce the passenger load. Increase the passenger load and reduce passengers' waiting times. In the other maps, of which there are quite a few, and they're releasing more. This is only in beta. You do have more issues with tunneling, and tunnels require more things, and therefore you have a little bit more of an issue. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another train to this yellow line, because you can see there's a build up here, and I don't really like that build up there. So we're going to get another train in, and he's going to start to move about and try and get things sorted. So what I also want to do is probably start to think about making a new line, because these lines are getting quite long, and longer lines are obviously less efficient. So as you can see here, this guy is angry, he's having to wait, and that's annoying him. I don't think these are connected up, that's why there's a problem. There we go. So he's getting annoyed, he's like getting pissed off, and you can see that there's this rotating darkness around the circle, and once that reaches to the end, it means that you've lost, basically. So I've got a little bit of an issue here, in that I need these people to actually get picked up, and that's not going to happen. So what I'm going to do is have another line here, just to quickly alleviate cutting it fine, as they would say. So I had a little issue there in that my trains were going from left to right, and therefore they weren't picking up the passengers, because the passengers here are triangles, so there's no triangles on this end of the line. So you can see that was a bit of an issue for me. So I've got my next line up on the go. Things are still going quite efficient, trying to get everyone involved. I've got another line that I can choose. I've also got another carriage when things get a bit hectic. So you can see this red line's getting quite busy, so I think what I might do is add a second carriage onto this train, so it can obviously carry more people now. Just talking a little bit about the modes. This is the commuter mode, which is the kind of standard mode, and and what it does is it's just your standard fun mode. You're trying to get as many people as possible through. There is another mode called, it used to be called Zen mode. I think it's called something different now, and I think it's peaceful, maybe, I'm not sure. But that mode, it's all about efficiency, so you're trying to get the most passengers, and it's the highest efficiency that you can get, etc. So it just depends. There's less pressure in that one, and this one I kind of like the building up pressure. You have a little bit more to think about. So do I want to get another train on here? It looks like I might need to try and save myself, save my skin. There's no triangles that way, is there? No. So we've got a little bit of an issue. Looks like we're going to lose. Dun dun dun. And as you can see, it got to the end. Oh, yeah, so we've lost. So what you can see is just, I'm not doing a very efficient way here, but I was just to give you an example, and you can see what the game is like. So quickly check at the different maps. You've got London and Paris, you can see here, and you've got different cities, Sao Paulo as well, and they are going to be releasing some more. There's also leaderboards if you're into that competitiveness. Scenic is what it's called now, and that's all about the efficiency. And then Rush Hour, which I presume is like a hard mode. But yeah, I basically really enjoy this game. It's quite cheap, minimalistic, it's enjoyable, and I think you guys should really check it out. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.